Hello, welcome to Hell's Nicholas Deca Boot, and today we're going to have a Deca Boot at High Cub Nick. We're in Cumbria near Appleby, and we're going to walk up there, which there is a path, and we'll walk across the top, back down to the other side to Murton Pike, and then back down to the village of Murton, which is where we've parked. It's a lovely day today, it's really sunny, but don't be fooled, it is actually very, very cold with the wind. It's still April, but it's a really nice day. We're going to do, it's about an 8-mile walk. Let's go.
We start out at the free car park in the village of Murton in the North Pennines. Murton dates to the 14th century with a grand hall built which stands today as a farm. The traditional sandstone buildings making up the village line along Murton Beck. Today, the village is on the edge of Warcock Ministry of Defence training area with regular firing exercises, including today.
The first part of the walk is just over a mile long and quiet country roads past fields full of lambs in springtime. We quickly arrive to the harbour flat turnoff and start climbing the winding farm track towards Middle Tongue.
bit's a bit tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like slanted on a hillside. The path's kind of like cut at an angle. I'm having to walk over all these rocks. Like we've been walking for about half a mile over these rocks all jagged everywhere. And we're heading down that way, so hopefully the path's going to meet it soonish, which it should do. But it's just quite uncomfortable to walk on an angle on rocks. But anyway, but it is better than bog, yes, you are right. So let's carry on.
Having passed to the left of Middleton, we drop slightly to meet Hike Up Gilbeck. The beck drains via various tributaries into the River Eden at Kirby Thor. This section can be really boggy, but today was not too bad. Beyond the beck, the path takes us across a boulder field formed of slate and sandstone. Bit of a puff. Just this last bit to go though, so follow these people and see which way they go, because looks interesting.
The most challenging section of today's walk is the short climb up the seemingly vertical cliff face. While you do need to use your hands, the rock gives good grip and it's easy to scramble up to the top.
We've arrived at High Cup Nick, a stunning U-shaped glacial valley. The Great Wind Sill appears as a vast sheet of rock just below its rim. The vertical columns are formed from dolerite intrusion where magma cooled in between layers of bedrock. Around it sit the sandstone and limestone of the Yoredale group.
Made it up. Good made.
Made it! Yes!
Wasn't bad actually. The last climb actually, it looks bad when you're from a distance of it, but when you get up to it, it's not really easy. It's just like stepping stones kind of. Just looks bad because it's on the edge, but it's fine. I made it up the top, and now we're going to carry on to Murton Pike, which is off in that direction. So let's go.
High Cup Nick Plain is the watershed between western and eastern England, draining to the River Eden to the west and the River Tees to the east. For an alternative walk, you can also approach it from Dufton Village or Cowgreen Reservoir. There is endless space, endless skies, and few people here.
Our walk takes us along the eastern rim, along the top of High Cup Scar. It was really windy up top today, but was blowing in the wrong direction for the helm wind, which screams across the top of the ridge when the wind blows from the east. Here you can choose to descend back via Middle Tongue or carry on across the moorland to Murton Pike.
Our final hill of the day is the conical summit of Murton Pike, sitting at 594 metres. Murton Pike has panoramic views across the Eden Valley and Lune Valley, and the Lake District peaks stretch out across the horizon in the far distance. From here you can make out Murton Village, and it's a short, easy walk back down to the car park.